Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome to Terp Talk Tuesday with Micannacast. I'm Canada Dave.
And I'm Groovy.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about a couple different topics. Or not episode, but on today's Terp Talk. We're talking about a couple different things. What's inside your pre-roll from probably your low shelf to your high shelf, or your top shelf, I should say. Talking about the nug run joints, talking about what do you want to call those, the ones that got oil and keep on them. I'm blanking on the name of it. So we're going to be getting into those. Did you guys check the Superbowl halftime show a couple days ago? Snoop Dogg was smoking a joint, probably a blunt, before he went on stage, which was pretty cool to see. And it looked like there was photos of him actually, for sure was smoking it. I saw a photo of him walking with it on stage. So if that was happening, I think that's what's up as well. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And then also, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the Winter Olympics have been going on. And last year we had the Summer Olympics in 2021, obviously, because it was pushed a year due to COVID in 2020. And last year, Sha'Carri Richardson got banned for testing positive for cannabis, and they called it performing enhancing drug. And now you have a Russian figure skater, I believe, who tested for a banned performance enhancing drug, and she won the medal in the couple, or whatever you call it, the pairing, and now she's able to run in the next one. So truly, that's like what's going on there. But we'll get into that as well too. So those are a couple topics that we're going to discuss today. I'm about to roll up some Baker's Dozen.
What's up, Derek? Talk terpy to
Let me know
NDP.
what you guys are all smoking on and dabbing on.
What's up, fam?
But yeah, I'm about to roll up some Baker's Dozen. I know, Groovy, you're about to probably hit your puff coat. What you about to dab today?
GMO. I know. Everyone's shocked. I know.
Whoa.
It's a new genetic for me. Just kidding.
What?
I absolutely love it.
No, what's GMO again?
The best wax ever. That's all I'm saying.
Too funny.
Yeah, and if anyone comments, shares, likes, any of that stuff, that really goes a long way with us right now with the Facebook world. So please comment, share, like, YouTube, whatever. IG,
yeah,
we
much
appreciate you.
Hit the like button. Yeah, much appreciated.
Hope you're digging the high quality video and audio, IG.
Step the game up there, son.
Sure.
Crushed it, dude. But yeah, do you want to get into the pre-roll? So the reason we brought him up is someone messaged us and talking about pre-rolls, and it's a good topic. I mean, we've talked about pre-rolls probably many different times on many different episodes because we've reviewed a couple, but I don't think we've gone into like detail on like why sometimes we like a pre-roll and sometimes we don't like a pre-roll, which pre-roll is probably to stay away from if you are a connoisseur, you know, for better of lack of a term, you know.
Well, sometimes it's just like what's in the pre-roll. Like you never really know what's in your pre-roll, you know?
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. What's in your pre-roll? You don't. Is it the trim? Is it the lower buds? They say it's nug run, but is it truly?
Because like that's the thing about pre-rolls. You got like ranges of them. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they're garbage, sometimes they're great. Sorry, it's been a long day. I haven't actually drinking any water yet. But the thing is, like, that's the issue with pre-rolls. Like, can you really say pre-rolls are good or bad? No, because every time you have a pre-roll, it's vastly different, especially now that we're seeing all this, I don't want to say boof by any means, but it's probably like trim and shake and all this stuff that's going into the pre-roll that's like not even what you're paying for. Like, you think you're paying for flour or, at least, nug, you know what I mean? Yep. So... and then you got $50 2-gram pre-rolls. So it's like, it is hard to say, is a pre-roll good or bad and what's in your pre-roll. But you have to kind of go through and try them and see what companies are bullshit and which ones are not. That's my best recommendation. I mean, when you try a pre-roll, especially nowadays, if it's under $10, it's probably shake or trim. Like it used to, back in the day, you used to be able to get a $10 pre-roll. But now it's like, maybe with the company.
Mm-hmm. If it is a $10 pre-roll, I think most of the time it's probably like what you said, boof. It's probably the lower trim bud.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think anything probably below like $8 is not going to be a good pre-roll. Probably even $10, you probably won't even get the best pre-roll nowadays. You're paying, honestly, you're probably paying like $15, $20 for a pre-roll that might be good. You don't even know. Right. Because here's the thing though too, they might say it's full of nug, right? Or it's just lower bottom nug. But then when you smoke it, there's no flavor. There's no it's not as, you're not getting that high. Well, you shouldn't.
Well, dude, sometimes shake is literally like fan leaf. You know what I mean? You're not smoking what you're supposed to there. Like, of course it's going to taste
it's pretty much that it's that sugar trim that's like the little frost covered in trichomes right around the bud, and that is probably what you're smoking a lot of in those joints. Like, and even some of these pre-rolls that have your keef and stuff mixed up in it, I think some of them are, I don't trust all of them, you know what I'm saying? Because I think some of them are just filling it with low quality bud and then putting the keef and oil around it to make it good.
Like the caviar joints?
Thank you. I've been trying to think of that name the whole time. This guy's had a longer day than me. And I'm like, keef and oil, and I can't even think of it. But yeah, the caviar joints. But I will say this. I think the best pre-roll I had was that Packwood, man. That stuff was amazing.
Yeah.
2.5 grams. Probably didn't sideburn at all. Keef wrapped around it, and it had
concentrates. And I think it's all the same keef, concentrate, and flour from the same genetics. So that was really cool too. I've never seen that. I might not be, but that's what it kind of seemed like.
And if it is, that's dope. I enjoyed it. It smoked down. It was smooth, but I mean, it is a little bit higher end. You are gonna be paying the higher end, but that's how it is with some of those joints.
T-Dub brought up a good point. He says no trim just means small little baby nugs, and that's true, man. The thing is, why do they even need to say no trim? Because it's been such a shitty thing for so long, and that people have been like, oh, because I think this all started like with how people used to cut. Well, I guess people still cut cocaine. I don't really sell cocaine, but so I'm assuming they still cut it. I don't know. It's been a long day, but no, like the fact that you have to put trim on there is because people have been cutting it for so long. It's like back in the day when you got a pre-roll that was cut, it was like 20% trim. Now it's like 50% trim, maybe even 100% trim. And it's like, sure, some of your people that buy that won't know, and they'll be like, oh, it was all right, or they were drinking and they won't know. But it's like you said, people that go in there to smoke flower as medicine, or even if they're just going to buy there for adult use and just really love flower, they're not trying to buy some swag, to save themselves.
You're buying it on the go. Most
$2
of the pre-rolls you're probably buying on the go, or you're just buying because maybe you like to buy a couple pre-rolls. You don't like to roll your own joints,
right?
And you have to find those good deals on the pre-rolls because like remember we went to Cookies back when they were like $20 a pre-roll. And we tried a couple pre-rolls. Ugh. Those weren't like the best pre-rolls. A couple of them were good, but some of them didn't taste like that much. And when you're paying $20 for a pre-roll that's pretty much a gram right there. Like I expect that to resemble the flower that I'm buying.
Right.
Like if it's not,
100%.
then that's different. That's unfortunate. Like I think we tried. Was it Doghouse that we reviewed recently, Groovy? That was okay.
Yeah.
Or was it a different pre-roll? Was it? It was. I don't know. Okay. Because we tried so many different pre-rolls that I'm blanking on. Because sometimes I like to try the pre-rolls though personally, just to know if I want to buy the flower. But then when the flower is just not the best, it's like
how can you do that? How can you like? That's what I used to like to do too.
Flower then at that point.
That's a habit that I used to get from like the medical days, and that's kind of the issue is like you used to be able to do that, like smoke a pre-roll and be like, damn, that's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, now you smoke a pre-roll, you're not going to like that company and then not even go back to the company. So it's like, isn't it just backfiring on these companies? Like, what's the point of even doing these pre-rolls at a shittier quality? You're just representing your brand in a worse way. I mean,
100%.
Let us know your thoughts on this for sure on pre-rolls. And do you buy pre-rolls? If so, which ones do you think that taste pretty good? Because like you said, they're not all pre-rolls are not treated the same. It's really company dependent. I like some of those hog pre-rolls.
Company dependent. Hog was okay. Right. I like the
depending
GMO and then the Molotov, I think it was.
Right.
But dude, I bought Local Grove. A couple of the pre-rolls are okay, but then a couple of them just weren't. So it's like, man, it's like it's difficult. But you don't want to spend that $60 price point on an eighth because most of these packages, they're not selling it by the gram, and that's what sucks for the consumer because it's like, all right, so I'll go buy a pre-roll, I'll spend $20, maybe get 2 for $25, right? And it's like, okay, is it actually the good is it the good flower? And then when you're disappointed, that's like the worst thing, man, with the pre-rolls because they always have the high, medium, and low, and then it's like, okay, I don't know, this, and this. But I've been more probably disappointed in pre-rolls than I have liked pre-rolls in my years of smoking. You know what I'm saying? But like, for example, the MI Loudflower apple fritter was great. I always go back
found
to
that for $12. I found that for $12. Like, so there you go. But like cultivator specific is like the way I would go. I don't know if we should say your name who messaged us in the comments, but thank you for bringing this up because it's a very untalked about thing where people just want to be like pre-rolls for convenience. And that is mainly why I buy pre-rolls personally, right? Yeah. Like say I'm going to a concert, I'm doing something, right? I just want to pick one up. I'm on my way, right? I'm out and about. But like, so they're marking you up on that convenience factor, but then they're putting shittier product in it just kind of in hopes that you're doing something that's not judging their flower. Like, come on, that makes no sense. Yeah, see Andy P. It's like the old days, bait and switch, right? Give them a gram or two of the good stuff, and then they come back and then give them the shit. Give them the schnickel fritz. I knew you'd love that. I knew
Pineapple
that's
Express.
Canada's word. Hey, what's up, Mitch Miller? Hell yeah, it's been a minute. My guys, it's been a minute. He says, you know, you got to roll another one now. Absolutely, you got to roll another one. What'd you say? Pack another dab of GMO? I like it.
I got some.
I like the way y'all
do
business.
I'll be sparking up a joint after the bakers.
Like, I want to smoke weed, but I think I'm just gonna like consistently take dabs. Like,
Man, man?
It's been a day.
You want a dab?
It's been a day.
Yeah, do a fat dab, do a little dab, do 50 dabs.
GMO. GMO. Can you smell it, T-Dub? Can you smell it through the camera? Oh, you know, that's interesting. Best thing about pre-rolls is the reusable doob tube that it comes in.
100%.
And that is true.
100%.
I'm not going to lie. I do reuse those until I either lose them or... It's
one of the biggest wastes.
Right.
It's one of the biggest
but that's why
wastes
hopefully you reuse them, you know?
Correct. Because everyone just throws those in the street. You see them all over the street. Remember Vegas when we were out there? Just everywhere.
That was bad.
Just freaking everywhere, man. And then here's the thing though with pre-rolls too. A lot of the pre-rolls, none of them, they're all machine packed probably for the most part. You do have some places where they're packing the cones.
What up, fam?
But a lot of them are just machine where you have like, they can do like 100, 200 different pre-roll or 200 pre-rolls at the same time of all one straight flavor. You just cover that and you get the what's it called? The bud popping right into it. What's that one company we always see at these expos? Groovy, Futurola. I think that's what many. That's Groovy's favorite.
Listen, I actually don't even know. I mean, I don't like the pre-rolls that much because I've had them. It's just like I talk about on the podcast. Like, I'm all cool about a cool, nice package. Like, you need to have a nice package to represent a cool product. But the second you're like, flashy, look at us. Like, everyone has like a normal booth, and you go over to like Futurola, and it's like, and it's just like a techno party. People are all in white. Everything's like one dude's on a hoverboard. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know.
It's like, dude, what the fuck? Chill out. No, I'm playing.
They did bring Mike Tyson in though to the MJ BizCon though.
That's true. That was pretty sweet.
Because he is part of Futurola though. But other than that, they legit do have the hoverboards in their boat.
Like,
Micannacast, it was like
how's that representing weed?
I had no idea.
You know, like, damn.
You can pack a lot of pre-rolls real quick. So the dispensaries, they're going to see dollar signs or who's ever making the joints. Because think about it, convenience. You're not putting all your high-end bud. If you're putting your lower bud in there, maybe you're doing a little filler with some of the sugar trim. People are still buying it. It tastes good. You can make a probably good, decent markup on your pre-rolls. Can imagine.
But see, like, to me, that was the markup, right? You're marking it up for the convenience factor because it's already pre-rolled, because you got this doob tube. Now it's like they're marking it up, but then putting shittier product in it. Like, no one's going to notice. That's what I don't know. Personally, if I was a cultivator, I put the best shit in everything that I could, right? Or like some growers do, they sell it as a different brand, you know? So maybe they just have one room on all automation, and maybe that caused them to, you know, sell it for cheaper. But like, it's just weird. Like, would you ever put a shitty product on your brand?
I wouldn't want to, no, because that represents your brand. I mean, especially in cannabis, as the industry is growing here, you need those repeat customers to come back. If you don't have those repeat consumers, then you're not going to be able to stay in business long term. Like, the industry's still young, like we always say, man. It's on that up curve, right? We've just been legal here now in Michigan for 3 years. We still have plenty of years to go. And if you're selling pre-rolls that you are calling high end or some different type of product, and then you as the consumer buy it and it doesn't taste good, like, are you in turn going to go back and try that product again from that company? Are you going to go try their other product? No, not necessarily, because there's so many other brands out there right now. With so many brands out there, you're gonna look for different deals, different strains, and you're gonna go probably try those. You know, in my opinion, I mean, me and you have done that just from our personal experience. So I don't know. That's it's kind of an interesting take on pre-rolls, in my opinion, but it's tough. because sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. I've had hit or miss, but
Well, see,
I've had
then
a
you
lot of
get
good.
these like
Also had a
high
lot
end
of
pre
bad,
rolls, like Hyman, right? They have these $40 2 grams or Packwoods, like, and a lot of times they're putting really good flour in it because they want to represent their brand the best they can. But it's like, it's some kind of like you get what you pay for. Unfortunately, you don't really ever find that good deal on a pre roll unless you know the brand.
the brand. I think brand's key because, and I always go back. I'm gonna go back to what I just said like 2 seconds ago. That MI Loudfire, man, that stuff was good. You said Hogs had some good pre rolls. Like some of those brands, and they're lower. They're not like your
True.
$30 pre rolls. It's just a gram pre roll, and it's pretty good bud overall. So I do enjoy that those strains. But do you want to jump into one of the other topics for a little, and then hop back into the pre rolls if you want, Groovy? Or do you want to still continue talking about the different pre rolls, like the caviar compared to your lower ones and your top?
No,
shelf?
I mean, we could keep talking about this all day, but let's take a break.
North Coast. I think you mean the North Coast can of cigars.
Oh, like my Mygars and stuff too.
Yeah. See,
I didn't
man,
I didn't have good luck with some of those.
I wish I could say I like them, man. I wish I could say I like them. I want to so bad, but every time I've smoked one or had one, it's just been the worst experience. True. What was that one I just bought recently? It was pretty bad. Oh man.
Oh, and this is just the regular peak, Mitch.
Last year.
And T-Dub just said Element dropped some pre-rolls with a 0.5 gram of live resin in them. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's why I enjoyed the Packwoods. Like, it had wax in it, keef, and weed. Like, dude, it had me, like, giggling. And, I forget what it's like to mix because I don't mix that often. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, you know, when you were mentioning earlier, like, you don't always like caviar. But, like, I kind of do. It's just, like you said, there was a point when it got covered with boof. So.
Yep.
You know?
Well, then also, too, some of them just you buy them and they don't burn properly. So then you're paying a high-end price for something that's side burning the entire time. And it's not like we haven't lit joints before or try to light it perfect. It just doesn't burn the best. And then you're like, oh, cool, that was $35 out the drain. Which is always frustrating. Oh, who wants to waste money on weed? You always just want to smoke good bud or dab good bud or whatever you're doing. You always don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
You always get upset when you buy something and it turns out being like, boom, not the best.
Well, boof. Like, who likes spending?
Yeah. I was going to say boof again.
I just, that's my word that I go to when I don't like
Word
flour.
of the day by Groovy, boof.
But that's what pre-rolls are half the time. And that's the problem with, like, sticking trim in your product. Because then you're going to represent your whole brand. People think, oh, they're just pre-rolls. They'll buy our nugs. Like, no, they won't. Some people will just buy pre-rolls. So it's like, I don't know. I think brand representation is, like, important. And pre-rolls are, like, those forefront. But no, dude, let's talk about the next topic you brought up. Because that was a good one. Talking about...
Snoop.
Oh, what? That's cool. Let's do that. I was
or
do
you want to go in the Olympic one? Or do you want to go in
the Olympic one? That was
the Olympic
Shikari
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, I don't know if you heard within the last day, I think it happened yesterday, Sha'Carri Richardson, who is the Olympic track runner for America, she was suspended last year for testing for cannabis before the Olympics. So they didn't allow her running in any events in the Summer Olympics last year for 2020. But then after a Russian skater got caught with banned substance, and now she's able to go skate in her next round or next competition, which you want to call it. I think she was in the pairs before, and then was able to.
Oh, hold on, Dave. Sorry, your mic dropped for a second. What'd you say?
Oh,
you're back. That was my bad. You go.
No, you're good. But yeah, so. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, you were good. You're just talking about the Russian. No, totally cool. It's how crazy 1 year of a difference can make. You know what I mean? Because, you know, and suggest racist double standard after Olympic lets Russian skater complete doping scandal. I mean, can you blame her? Like, people of color have faced a lot of adversity, especially due to with cannabis. So to me, it's just like I totally understand where she's coming from.
Oh, 100%. And then this is what I was going to say. Cannabis isn't a performance enhancing drug, I don't believe. I think if anything, it's good probably for pain relief and any relaxation or taking away your stress, your anxiety from the event. I don't think it's going to enhance you in your competition necessarily. I think it's good for after, maybe before. But like the Russian skater, like that is a performance enhancing drug probably too. And even if it's similar to something in cannabis, which I highly doubt, she should still not be able to compete. Like without a doubt, she should be able to compete. This is ridiculous. I couldn't believe it because I remember us bringing it up in the summer, like how upset we were. And she consumed in a legal state after hearing the death of her mother. So it's like
someone works their ass off. Right, exactly. So, well, it doesn't matter. Someone works their asses off and does something legal in their state, then why is that being brought up as something wrong? That's horseshit. You know? So then that's what I'm trying to say is like now 1 year later, everything's cool, you know? And unfortunately, that's like kind of how it is like with laws and stuff, right? With us.
What, like for like sports?
No, with how do I say this? How am I going to say this correctly?
Oh yeah,
like how you got rated, right? But then 4 years later, now it's legal and everyone's opening businesses, right? I'm saying sometimes you just miss that like it's okay mark, but one is literally positive towards like, you know, cheating on in Olympic sports, where literally weed is more of like a calming thing. So it's very confusing and upsetting to read that how hypocritical that is, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Dude, 100%. I think it is. It's definitely hypocritical. She shouldn't be allowed to skate, and they should forfeit the medal that they won. I don't know I forgot what they placed, but they did win. They should forfeit the medal. Just like if she would have ran and then she would have won, they would have probably forfeited the medal. We have to get rid of like the double standards. If you're gonna suspend somebody over performance enhancing drug, cannabis, non-cannabis, everyone should get the same, right? Like I don't see how one outweighs the other. It's unfortunate, and I'm curious how.
See in the comments. Moving on in no way is weed a sport enhancing drug. Like, yep.
Nope. I agree with that.
Yeah.
No way. No way. And that's why I wanted to bring that up because I it's crazy.
No, it really is.
Going up. Should not be happening.
No, 100%.
The other ladies should be not allowed to run. Just straight up, not allowed to run. No.
So let's lighten this topic because we already, you know how we feel. It seems like you all agree. I really appreciate you commenting. What was Snoop Dogg doing now? Because I saw a video of him smoking weed behind.
Yeah, so there's a video. Yeah, there's a video of him. I think walking up the steps right before he's getting on, and he's hitting his blunt. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Like, of course, Snoop's gonna be smoking weed at the Super Bowl. It was just great to see that because just breaking stereotypes. Like, can't smoke weed, but everyone's getting shit-faced drunk for the Super Bowl because everyone's buying beer there. You have the parties outside of the Super Bowl, the after parties, the before parties where everyone's consuming tons of alcohol, and he's coming out on stage smoking. Then I saw a photo. I don't know if it was Photoshop, but it looked legit to me, where he's walking with the mic and then he had a blunt in his fingertip.
Really?
Lower. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's good to see that. They're in a legal state, right? So you should be able to consume. But it is the NFL who suspended tons of players for cannabis. And also, we talk about it on tomorrow's episode, a little sneak peek. We talk about the Super Bowl ads. One of them runs and one of them didn't run. But you know when I saw that Skechers ad run? I didn't see it run till after the game. I don't know if it ran any time during the game, and that's the one with Willie Nelson where he says legalized and he's talking about the shoes. I don't remember seeing it during the game, but I saw it after the Rams officially won. One of their first
I
commercial
really
breaks out.
only
I saw
watched
that.
the middle for the halftime, but
Halftime show was dope. Halftime show was dope. I enjoyed that. I don't care what
No,
anyone
but
says. I
like to
enjoyed
me,
it.
like Snoop smoking weed at the I'm surprised. Like it makes sense that they're not allowing it, but like, when I saw the video of him hitting it, like behind this, there was a shot of someone in the video booth, obviously video recording like an ISO, so it wasn't like one of the main camera shots going live, right? But it was one of the just cameras they had just there, and you just see him duck, and he's like. So he's clearly like, doing his part,
love it.
and then he just goes.
He's just getting ready, man, because he's smoking on any
T-Dub
time.
T-Dub says he was enhancing his performance.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm
That's
cool with that
hilarious.
enhancing performance.
Oh, that's so funny. Well,
It was
because
good halftime
that's
show.
that in that way when you're performing. Like I always smoke. Like I don't have to, but I enjoy it. Like I'll put the sax down, take a dab, and be like pick it back up. Well, let's go. You know, when I'm jamming over EDM, man, it's just like it's a party. But so weed can definitely enhance like performing in music, but as far as like I don't know, exercise goes. Sorry, I'm just connecting the two because that's what is funny. Like
It kind of all
tied the
goes
two.
together.
Yeah.
Ironically, because that comes out yesterday with the Olympic runner and the Olympic figure skater, and then the Super Bowl was Sunday, so it works out.
But
it all ties in.
It was weird in general. You know, T-Dub brings up a good point. He says he was being kind of secretive, and that's a good point. Like, when have we ever seen Snoop Dogg shy about weed? You know, ever. You know, and now all of a sudden he's like hiding it. But I mean, he's probably getting paid a shit ton to be there. So.
No, I don't think actually they get paid money.
What?
To perform for some reason. For some reason, I feel like they don't. I thought I heard something where it was like,
I mean, you do get a lot
of. You
attention.
get the set. You get the set paid for. Like whatever you want to bring for the set, they'll pay for that. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think it was on in the background one day when I was just working. And, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they.
No, I'm messing with you, man. Go ahead.
No, I forgot. What?
Oh, man.
Too funny. But I don't think they get paid that much.
Yeah, no, T-Dub, good point. Mood and mind enhancing, but not physical. And that's the whole point, like tying Sha'Carri and like that whole thing together. Because, you know, what she went through, in my opinion, was wrong regardless of the Russian thing. But when you bring in the Russian thing, you're like, oh, you're a bunch of hypocrites. Like,
oh yeah, see, T-Dub's got my back. Halftime is done for free. Pepsi sponsors it, but the artists don't get paid. Yeah, Pepsi just sponsors this.
Interesting.
I think they pay for the set, like all that equipment.
Right, like your back line and like all your background singers. Like doesn't cost them anything, but they come in. But I'm sure they get a lot of attention, a lot of plays. Their names are mentioned, a lot of media. Like the Super Bowl, there are so many eyes on it. Dude,
that was the most watched show I think in 3 or 5 years. I heard.
Really?
Most watched Super Bowl. Yeah, it hit huge numbers. Dude, speaking of the Super Bowl, it has nothing to do with cannabis. It's got to do with crypto, though.
All right, you're getting muted. No, I'm just kidding. No, let's go. Actually, it's pretty cool. I like crypto. Let's go.
Did you see the Coinbase QR code that was just going up and down and up and down? And the QR code, dude, they paid nothing because I love marketing. I do marketing, and they paid over $7 million for that 30-second spot of that QR code bouncing. Reminded me of the old DVD player symbol, right? That was bouncing back in the day. And you know, everyone was snapping the QR code. The freaking site overloaded. They had too many people going to it. It was for free Bitcoin, and they entered for $1 million worth of Bitcoin. 3 people win $1 million. So obviously I just entered. But I thought it was cool to see that. Saw a lot of crypto commercials. I thought that was pretty cool. Honestly. Oh, one more thing of crypto.
Go
guess
ahead,
who? Guess your show. Guess who? Guess who? Terp Talk Tuesday, Canada Dave NFT edition. Guess who just got a toker, my dude? Burner just bought a toker. I know. Huge, huge, huge. Making the floor move. Side note, just wanted to say that. You can get the
Can I
camera
come
off
back
me.
now? Okay, cool. No, just listen to it.
I was like, I mean, we could keep going to talking about NFTs, but man, I don't know if I want to right now.
Hey,
We'll
no,
probably
it's
lose
all love.
We'll probably lose everybody. We'll be like, oh man.
Oh man, I'm just having fun with it.
But yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool.
Free the weed and nip. I like it. D-Rock said on IG. Free. People should be able to. This is America. Come on. Like, first off, I just can't like you said, it's a legal state. Like they weren't driving cars anywhere. They were literally standing there and performing. Why can't they smoke? Like it's literally just because of an image thing of the NFL. And like I guess it's their right. It's their event, right? It's a bummer. Because like cannabis is something players would do after. Like they're like, oh, it's because all this negative propaganda built over with the war on drugs that people are like, oh, they're gonna mess up their performance. Like, dude, they know how many millions of dollars they make. No way they're gonna mess up their performance over a joint. Like they'll smoke after.
What's funny is they will, and what's funny is the NFL. We talked about it, I think last week or the previous week. Donated $1 million for research on what was it, cannabinoid effects. So they're teeter-tottering with it. I think they're doing a little bit to be like, hey, yeah, we do want to look at alternatives because that's what people are doing and sports are doing, so they don't want to be left last.
Right.
But it's all good. He still smoked the blunt at the Super Bowl, which you can't hate on that. So,
no, those artists are amazing on many levels. And they did their thing. And I read an article saying that, they did what they were supposed to do. Like Dre was supposed to pull out some, lyrics, and Eminem wasn't supposed to kneel. And there was like all these things. Again, it could have just been one of those articles that spread. But at the same time, I love those artists my whole life. Like, I mean, I know Mary J. Blige's music, but Eminem, Dre, Snoop Dogg, like religiously listen to their music. And 100%. They did their thing. So, they did their thing.
You just dabbing GMO? Is that the only strain you got tonight? Nice.
There's some other stuff, but that's all I want right now.
I feel that. There was a comment on IG real quick I wanted to bring up on the pre-rolls about when there are companies that will grind/pack them so tight you can't even smoke it. I think that is one of the worst things, and we didn't even bring that up. That's like you'll be hitting it halfway through and you won't get no pull. Like that. That's annoying. That is. And I think it's like maybe it's a craft. I don't know, but you got to be able to figure it out to make sure that they don't do that because that's one of the worst things. You're like, oh, cool, and then you get so irritated, you just probably toss it or throw it out. That's what I would do. I mean, even though you could just break it up and smoke a bowl out of it,
right?
But,
yeah, Oh yeah, sorry, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is like the new school dude that was there, so I just like, of course, I know Kendrick Lamar. So T-Dub brought it up. Yeah. I was like, shit, gotta bring that up. But... No,
actually,
but definitely, dude.
Anderson .Paak was dope because he was killing it for Eminem on the drum. Oh my god, I was like, is that Anderson .Paak? I'm like, no way, I had no idea. He's great. He's
a great drummer.
He's great. He's in a couple. He did. Fuck, he's good.
Oh, he has a couple.
He did a song with Mac Miller, and he's featured on a couple songs. Like Eminem's got him featured, so he's got a couple good verses too. I think so. Talented. But it was
cool. The thing about pre-rolls, though, man, like all in all, it's like one of those things where you just have to try them yourself and see at what quality, that you like. Because sometimes I understand that $10 pre-roll is a good price, So, and remember when you and me were at a place where we used to split 3 for $20 pre-rolls. So, I get it.
Remember where you came from.
Do what you got to do, right? Like I get it, but don't expect top shelf flower for $10, $12 because at the end of the day nowadays, if you want their best bud, a lot of the companies just put it in their nug so they can maximize profits. and it's a bummer. And I don't think it's great for brand representation. And I love and respect those brands that do that. Put the good stuff in the pre-rolls, because then I end up trying their flower. I end up digging deeper into their brand. I think it shows a lot. And Dave Cobb says most taste like leaves and stems. It's true.
He said those pre-rolls we got at Laser Tag were better than I've ever tried. So that's awesome to hear, the Jays.
Oh, for real? Nice.
That's awesome. I don't know which one you got, which strain.
Yeah, if you didn't make it out to our event, man, we gave out like a QP worth of flower and giveaways, and there was like some like wax and terpenes, and it was fun, man. And then we got the game Laser Tag.
And caregiver package as well, too.
Yeah. Shout Much out. Love. White Buffalo. Healing Gardens.
Alpha and Bravo teams. That's going crazy.
Bravo team smashed Alpha. Just kidding. It was pretty neck and neck, but all in all,
it was fun. Overall, it was a fun time.
Everyone on my team knows.
What? We'll have a rematch within the year.
Yeah, see, T-Dub brought up the hog pre-rolls. I had the same experience because I like their GMO ones. I liked a few of their stuff. I don't think I like the angel cake, but I don't know. But like I said, when you like majority of their pre-rolls and you just don't like one or two, that's usually you just don't like the flower. So, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, see, look, Nick just said, last time I got a dispo pre-roll, I canoed and hardly got any hits off it. Like, that's a bummer, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you end up just buying Nug. I don't know.
Well, you should at that point, because like we said, you're going to be paying a shit ton of money. You pay $20 a gram, and you might not even get a couple hits on it. How is that great for a consumer? Like how is that good, sure. Bud? Like, you can't get the money back on a canoe joint that was pre-packed. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Or if the joint's ripped, like, you don't get your money back as a consumer. It's pretty much like once you buy it, it's out the store, because they're like, oh, no, you did that. It's like, whoa. Like, it's always been so difficult to return product. I remember one time I got wax. I had to return it.
Oh, yeah, right. I do remember when you had to deal with that shit because you left the parking lot. Yeah, because it was old. It was old, wasn't it? Like, really old.
Yeah, I was like, how can you even sell that? I was like, well, what? I was like, I ain't keeping that. I don't even know if they're still open anymore. No, I think they are, because it was what? I'm not gonna say the name.
Right. No hate.
Yeah, no hate. But like, you should be able to return it. I don't know. I guess not, because if it's open, I don't know. But
I mean, what are your final thoughts on pre-rolls?
That's a different topic.
Like if someone never smoked weed before from a dispo, and we're like, what would you recommend? Getting a pre-roll or getting an eighth? What would you recommend?
Okay, so...
Because it's like, you either try the shittier flower, or you might waste the money. So that's what it's like. It's very hard. I would always say buy a gram. I guess is answer C. Or buy a gram. Just, I guess would be the best.
With these prepackaged eighths, so...
Yeah.
And that's where it comes down to. I'm not going to pay... But then it's like, do you pay $50 for an eighth, 50 to 60, or get a gram joint between 14 to...
Well, that's 20. My thing. Like, a lot of times, sometimes you can't buy a gram either. So,
no, it might be worth getting the eighth, but then if you don't like it, I guess you gotta. But then if you smoke bowls, then that's a long time consuming. If you're not, I would just smoke a blunt.
Yeah. I guess my whole point for asking that is like, pre-rolls, yay or nay, and it's like kind of like the answer is sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, only when it's convenient. Like, because at the end of the day, like, it really is hard to get a good representation of their brand. But at the same time, it does. Because if they're throwing leaves and shit in that, like, kind of shows you, probably shouldn't be smoking there. So.
No, but there are good ones out there though, 100%. You just gotta find the right brands. And when you do, you will find the good brands that you'll be able to consume and enjoy the smoke where you don't have to roll up your own joint or blunt, whatever it is. And you just, I would ask in the community, or sometimes it's tough to take someone's response to like on a bud tender if they're like, oh yeah, I like this one. I don't know. Not always on pre-rolls. But
Dave says, or get a good caregiver. And that is the option, right?
That is true. And then Nick said an eighth.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so it's like you kind of take that gamble when you're spending the more of the money, but then like you know what their flour is, and you can be like, all right, that was good or that was bad. That's in my budget, right? I get that. Because like that's kind of where I would be at. Oh, yeah. But the thing is, you buy that eighth and it's not good, it's over for me in that company. Like, you know.
Well, right. And then sometimes you might only see pre-rolls of that flour, and you might not see the brand like where you can buy the eighth. So you're just gonna buy the pre-roll. Because I think I tried My Loud Flowers pre-roll before I bought their eighth. Bought their eighth, you know. So. And sometimes you take that chance. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works off. Sometimes it doesn't. So, but that's my take on that. But you want to give a shout out to our sponsor?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
Groovy, real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this month we are working with Nino's Naturals is one of our sponsors for the podcast. And if you mention Micannacast at checkout, you'll receive 15% off your order. And if you spend over $50, you get free shipping. So they have anything from gummies, your CBD gummies, your CBG gummies. They have tinctures.
They have different types doses of like pills, like Revive. They have Relax. So they have different like mixtures of things. So, you know, Michigan company, love to support the Michigan, you know, MI. So check them out. NinosNaturalCBD.com. Save 15% at checkout.
Yep. Groovy's got that scrolling down on
and
the
if
bottom.
You haven't seen the episode we did with Nino's Naturals, definitely check them out. Yes. Narmeen was great. Learned a lot. Big advocate in cannabis. So definitely was cool to hear.
Yeah. It was awesome having her on. That was out last October, so it's a few episodes back. So yeah, check that out. We also have a blog written too that's on the website. So you can go to our tab, check out not live episodes, to go to the blog tab, and you'll see all the blogs. You might have to scroll a page or two, but that's just some of the new content that we've been posting. So,
yeah, definitely.
But also, I want to say shout out, thank you guys for all tuning in tonight, and hanging out, and the event, and getting high with us. Much love. We appreciate it. If it's your first time tuning in, hit that like button or that subscribe button. It goes a long way. And we have a new episode coming out tomorrow. It's at 4:20 Eastern. Tons of cannabis updates around happening everywhere within cannabis. Tomorrow's episode is really good, but we also review. It's something we talked about in 2021, going into 2022. What we'd see a lot of, and it's we review a drink, cannabis infused drink. So me and Groovy each split a 100 milligram drink, and
honestly,
piece.
Since those like empty containers with like Kool-Aid powder that was like, you know, back in the gray market days, like I don't think I've had like a legit, you know, drink. So it was interesting. It was different. Check out the full review.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give any. I'm not gonna say anything. We'll talk about it Saturday if you guys have any questions. Yeah. And speaking of Saturday, tune in with us. We're waking up and baking up this Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's always a fun time.
Yep.
Come wake up with your boys.
Oh yeah, and please check us out on our individual socials. Groovy, 2 E's, no Y. Just on Spotify, SoundCloud, all that stuff for music, and then Groovy Music on the socials. Check out the website, like Canada Dave said. Where can they find you?
Just Canada Dave everywhere.
Hell yeah! See, that's the boss. That's boss. Yeah, I can't do that, but I'm not at Groovy. I'm just at Groovy Music. Like, damn. Yeah, it'd be all long-winded. You're like, Canada Dave everywhere. Mic drop.
I didn't mean it to be like that, but yeah.
Nah, flex on me. It's cool. It's cool, dude. Just keep flexing, dog. No,
website and all socials. Just no streaming platforms. Maybe I'll come up with Candid rap album.
Oh, jeez. Whoa, didn't know that was coming. That's pretty sweet.
It's in the works.
Freestyle
It's in the works. Groovy's on the beats.
I think there was like a Groovy. Clip from tomorrow's episode, or it was like, you were like, guess who's back? It's like, oh, Candid was feeling it. You're talking about.
That's, I was going to post that.
That's funny.
Maybe. Probably not.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all smoking with us, dabbing with us, letting us know what's up. So
we're about to head out, I think, here in a second, right, Groovy?
Yeah. Yep.
We can call it a night. Appreciate y'all. Check out tomorrow's episode. We'll see you guys live this Saturday. Other than that, Groovy, we're always here to advocate,
educate,
and inspire. Till next time, y'all.
Peace.
Let's go, biscuit.